Hello and welcome to the Talkin Bits podcast. This is your host that you came here for, Michael Rose, and with me is the other guy.
That's me. I'm the other guy. Good movie.
That is a good movie.
It is a good movie.
Whenever they're at the urinals and they're talking about the shark attacks.
The tuna. Dude. Great
a-
movie. No, I'm the other guy. My name's Nathaniel. Nice to meet you all. If you're just tuning in.
Yeah, episode 40 something for
Dude,
the first episode.
You never know. If it's your first time listening, I'll tell you this. I think they're in for a fucking pleasure.
One
today.
of my favorite episodes.
Easily one of my
Yeah.
favorites. Easily one of my favorites. One of the funniest guests. One of the long-awaited guests. Also, we've teased him a few times. He
kept getting COVID.
He kept getting COVID.
Honestly, he kept
getting in
COVID.
fights in parking lots. He's a wild fella. No, we tell the story in the episode, but please, this guy is so funny. If you guys ever want to see a local comedian who will not disappoint, one of my favorites.
And I mentioned it in the show, one of my favorite bits of any comedian.
Absolutely.
And really, he just is he's a good guy. He has he has very good advice. Some of it's advice you've heard before, but then the second half of it is advice that that I think is a first. I want to say it was a first for the show.
He also, and I kind of glossed over it at the end, but he shared a moment there during the episode that was super personal.
It was.
Well, and it almost shut me down for a second. I had to really sit and feel what he was saying because you could tell he's coming from a real place.
Yeah.
And I think that's not something we always see of guests. You know, they get in here and they kind of fuck around, and obviously
they turn the funny on.
Yeah, and he had me rolling a couple times too, but he truly is this is a well-rounded episode. I think we touch everything.
It really is. I have a moment about 20 minutes in where I just forget how to talk.
Michael also, you could watch his windows shut down for a second.
Yeah, I had to do a reboot for a second. I took the reins over from Nathaniel, did not mean to, and then I forgot how to talk.
Well, we should say too, it's been a couple weeks since we've been back in the studio. We've done a couple live episodes, and those are fun, but they're a different thing.
Yeah.
And it feels good to be back. I'm excited to be here with you, man, and having JoJo today. Also, if you're watching the video, you probably noticed some upgrades. We got a new banner hanging right now. We got some exciting stuff. So
the
we're
banner
moving on.
is crooked, but it was not crooked at one point. It fell right before we started recording. So
it's up there, just kind of half-assed right now. But,
it will be better.
We're moving up. We're moving up. We're having some amazing guests. We got some good stuff planned too, and we tease it at the end of this episode. But episode 52 is fast approaching, and we'll just go ahead and say it's going to be our biggest one yet.
It will be. That's the reason it's so important is because that'll be 1 year. So
yes, that'll be 1 year. Yeah, 52 weeks in a year. That's no, it's going to be huge. Special guests, all kinds of cool stuff. But today's episode is our good friend JoJo Casillas, and fantastic. What a great episode. So much fun. And you guys are going to love it. So enjoy.
Enjoy it. We love you. Bye. All right, with us today is JoJo Casillas. Welcome in, my friend.
What's happening, fellas?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, how are you?
Good to be here. I know I've been dodging y'all for a minute, but I'm finally here.
Yeah, man.
I know. We had accepted that you were never going to be on the podcast. Whenever Nathaniel told me that you were recording with us today, and I was like, hell yeah, it's about damn time.
It's about time. Finally, he better show up on time.
And then I was I was preparing to roast Nathaniel in case you didn't show up, just so we could have another episode in the
Told you can't trust him.
Yeah.
So, man, how have you been?
I've been all right, man. Hanging in there, just doing comedy. About to have a baby girl, my last child. And definitely last child because I got my tubes tied. So
you got your tubes, okay.
Yeah, tubes tied, so I'm done, bro. So
congratulations.
That's number 4,
that.
right?
Yeah, number 4.
Ooh,
man,
4 is a lot.
It's hard to do comedy with one kid. I don't know how you do it with 3 and another one on the way.
Yeah. A good woman, honestly. That's what it is. And all. I mean, I still do it, but it'd probably be worse because I'd probably leave them in the car while I go do a set and be like, all right, just stay here.
Yeah.
I might have to chill with the headliner, so I might not be back till 2. But
I'll keep the AC on. You're fine.
Yeah, 4 is tough. That's a lot. That's a lot.
1's a lot.
1's a lot. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
When you start getting outnumbered, man, that's
well, when we had our kid, though, I didn't want just one kid. I was like, we got to have like a family because I grew up in a family. I didn't want to be a single kid.
How many siblings do you have?
I got there's 9 of us total, but my mom, I lived with 4 of my siblings from my mom, and then my dad has the other 5 from different marriages and stuff like that.
So big families, like, just comfortable for
big
you.
time, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm the opposite, I think, because I was an only child till I was 14, and then stepsisters after that. But so it was weird. Like, living with 2 other humans was tough. I
didn't even know you had siblings at all.
Yeah, well, my mom got remarried when I was 14.
You give some real only child energy.
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah, I've been told. It's by 14, you're pretty much.
Yeah, you're an only child at 14. Yeah, if it's not happening by like 7 or 8.
Yeah, no, 9's a lot though. Yeah. But yeah, so we just last night, right before recording this, we just did Don't Tell in Bristol. JoJo was on that show. Did you have fun? I thought it was a fun show.
It was a great time.
It was.
I had a great time the whole entire time.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Cool. I mean, it was a great show until the end. Last night, I got into a little verbal altercation with a dude I work with. It was just crazy because we were like trying to tell the dude to leave, wouldn't leave, and then it was just like, all right, bro, I guess you want to fight, so let's just fight. And then
was this like while the show was happening?
No, it was after the show.
Oh, okay.
I want you to know that I was not going to bring it up, but as long as you're,
I want to know
talk about
who did he almost fight. I want to hear everything.
No, I wanted to talk about it.
All right,
because I knew. Because I just got done talking to Jared, and Jared was like, so I heard you went off on somebody last night. I was like, bro, who told you?
It's got to be Meredith.
And he was like, somebody. And I was like, bro, just tell me so I could tell them, like, yo, my bad. Because that's not how I am, bro. You've seen me a bunch of times. I've never argue with anybody. I don't do stuff like that. Like, I'm mega positive. But
well,
I
wasn't out there.
He was, he was just being too belligerent, and we were trying to tell him to go. And he just didn't want to go. And then he was just like, like, I'm going to beat everybody's ass. And it was just like, okay. Yeah. And he just kept going. It was like, all right, fuck it. Let's just whip his ass real quick so he could leave. And then nothing happened. And then he ended up leaving after I was like, no, let's fight. Like, let's do it. And then it was like, after that, it was all good. But I was like...
So for anybody
listening... I got to hear y'all side of the story, though. Because
I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Yeah.
Here's what happened to me was hilarious. Because, so... It's after the show, right? The headliners wrapped up. It's a great show. Everybody crushed. Great show.
It was a good
show.
Some
of the crowd's hanging out. They're throwing axes. It was at my buddy's axe throwing place. Throwing axes, having drinks, having a good time. So I'm throwing axes with Hunter and Meredith. And all of a sudden, Meredith's like, I'm going to go smoke. And then she comes running in and does like double hands to me. Like, come on. And I'm like, what? And she goes, no, come on. And so I run over and there's like this fenced in area with some lawn chairs. And she's up on a lawn chair over the fence like Wilson from Home Improvement. Like, and she's got me looking up over this fence and we just see JoJo and he's like taking his jersey off and his like chain off and like walking towards this dude. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, this is about to be So the owner is a buddy of mine. The owner goes walking out there, which is a stupid fucking move anyways. But he goes out there. I'm just like, look.
That's a dude with the fedora?
Yeah.
He was mega cool.
He's a cool dude. He's a wild fella. But so I'm just like, I'm going to go back and just throw axes and pretend that's not going on. Because there's still crowd members like in there hanging and stuff. And I don't want to like scare anybody.
No, I love it.
So I just go back in there. I'm trying to play it cool. And then Haley, my girlfriend, was there. And she decides it's time to leave. She's like, I got to get back to check the dogs anyways, right? So she's leaving. And Hunter goes, she goes, see you guys. And Hunter goes, careful out there. The parking lot's fucking wild. I laughed for 15 minutes, dude. It was perfectly timed. He goes, be careful out there. The parking lot is fucking wild. Right? So then my buddy, who's the co-owner, that guy's son comes up to me and he's like, what is going on? And I was like, so maybe one of my comics is in a fight in the parking lot. Okay, like maybe that's what's going on. And he was like, well, that's not my parking lot, so he can do whatever he wants. Like,
is it the one like across the
the furniture store's parking lot or whatever?
Yeah.
So
Funny.
across, but then Meredith came back in and she was like, well, they never actually fought. JoJo just like kind of got in his face, and then I think did his friends like scoop him up basically and just leave? Yeah.
Hey, you were ready though.
Yeah.
I like it. Man.
For sure. I was like, but I don't know. I'm not like that. It's just he was just doing too much, and it was just like,
he
bro,
wouldn't
like,
stop. Yeah,
just settle down, bro. Like we're having a good time, like literally having a good time, and now all of a sudden you want to fight for no reason.
Well, I had been out like maybe an hour before that. I was packing up the equipment and stuff, and I was out in the parking lot, and I heard y'all telling him then, like, bro, chill. That was like an hour.
What was he like on about?
He's just drunk.
Just
drunk. That's
just
it.
An angry drunk.
Yeah, that's it. Just a drunk.
I wish you would have fought him. Can you go back and fight this guy? Just so the story's a little. It's a great story, but
it's crazy too because I really had every intention to do it. Like I was like, nah, like I'm just gonna fight him, like because I know it's gonna be all right the next day. We're gonna talk about it. And he's gonna be like, I was tripping, blah blah blah. But I was like, nah, fuck it, let's just fight him because that's what he wants.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool at work on Monday. That's gonna be. It's gonna be
like,
hey man,
Tuesday. We're off tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
He shows up. You both show up with like a black eye. And like,
that would have been lit.
Your boss is like, "What happened? Nothing." You know.
Yeah, we were just hanging out.
Yeah,
just hanging out.
Yeah. I did call the one dude though, the shorter dude. He's actually my boss. Like he's our lead installer.
Oh, he was there too.
Yeah, so he's like the boss, you know, or he's the guy I kind of got to report to. And he was there, so. I called him this morning. I was like, bro, like, I don't apologize for what I did. I apologize because I know you had a messed up night after that because this guy was tripping hard.
He had to take him.
He had to take him home and do all that. So it was like, bro, I knew it was like bad for you. And like, I didn't want you to see me like that because that's not who I am. Like, it's just, I was like, but you seen him though. Like, he was just like, he didn't want to stop.
Kept going. Like, yeah. And it's crazy too because they were in the front row, right, on the couch, and they were awesome. Like every single comedian kept going back to them and fucking with them, and they were having fun. They weren't like heckling, but they were playing along. They were cool.
I'm telling you, it was literally a fantastic night until the last like 10 minutes of the night, bro. It was like,
it was
just
great.
Literally no reason. He just flipped out, bro. I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah, anyway, so, Don't Tell Comedy, if you guys want to come out and get in fights at shows, we're going to...
Just know that we're on that action, baby.
JoJo, if JoJo's there, he'll have your fucking back. He'll fight coworkers for you. He'll fight friends. He'll lose his job to defend your honor.
I want to say on behalf of Don't Tell Comedy, we don't start fights at shows.
And on behalf of me, I'd never start fights and never do anything like that.
You just finish fights.
That's it. I'm not a confrontational person like that anyway.
When I turned the corner and Meredith was up over the fence, like a peeping Tom, I was like, what are you looking at right now?
I kept thinking about it too when I left because, I was a little upset, but I wasn't like too crazy hot. But I was thinking about it because the guy came out with the fedora and he just comes out. He was like, hey, bro, come here. And he hugs me. And I was like, bro, it's fine. Like, nothing happened. Like, we're cool, bro. He's like, you are welcome here anytime. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, that's what's up, bro.
Like, I will say, on like, about the Don't Tell, I didn't go to that show last night, but that venue is dope.
It's awesome.
Yeah. We did a show there. I did a show with him there one time. Was not a good show. But,
no, it wasn't.
But it's a dope room.
No, it's definitely a dope room. You get the right crowd. It's nice and dark and intimate. I like that. I like dark rooms.
It was cool. Sure. We set it up cool too. Like we had some couches for the front row people and stuff to try to like. Do
you remember that show we did at Sharky's where those people kept sitting on those couches? That was cool.
Similar vibe. Yeah, it was cool, man. But so the show went well. The headliner was great. Shout out to Lee Kimbrell and Nick Higdon. They drove down all the way from Cincinnati for the show. Yeah. And destroyed. And then afterwards, like I had kind of been texting back and forth with Lee about having locals on the show and stuff. And I just like I'm sure he talked to you too, JoJo. But he was like, dude, do you have more of these kind of people around here? And I was like, I have like probably close to 10 at this level, you know, like that y'all. And he was like, that. Level. He goes, that fucking JoJo dude should be on every show within 100 miles of here. And I was like, yeah, dude. And he was like, why isn't he doing more? And I was like, well, he's fourth kid's on the way.
Yeah. No, like, I told him that because he was telling me, he's like, when I got done, he was like, dude, I can get you weekends right now. Like, I can set you up. And I was like, dude, I just can't right now because I'm about to have a baby. I was like, but after the baby's here, like, I just need a couple months and I'm right back at it. Like, we're back in action.
Skipping a beat. Yeah. Dude, so JoJo, I did want to talk a couple things about you. So first of all, I think the first time I ever saw you was at an open mic at Blue Ridge. And I've said this, I don't remember who I said this to before, but you have a joke that I remember from that open mic that is one of my favorite jokes of all time. It is about you moving your kids to a new school in the South.
And how generous people in Tennessee are.
You
did it last night. Yeah, it crushed.
Man, I want you to know, I heard you tell that joke, and I came home and I told my wife that joke because it made me laugh so fucking hard.
You got a couple of those.
I appreciate it.
Just know, that's the best joke.
Those jokes that stick out, like he's got a couple, because so my mom's like a huge like late 90s, early 2000s hip-hop fan. Yeah. For the 2 years I've been doing comedy, I've been like, you have to be in a crowd when JoJo's on stage because he's going to do the apples joke. Yeah. And it's going to fucking destroy you. And it's never lined up to where she was available when you're on stage. So last night, she came up to me after and she was like, it's pretty good. I was like, yeah, dude. She's like, funny.
I like this guy. Yeah. Does he hang TVs for real though? Because...
Oh my God, yeah. So we went on stage and there's two TVs behind that stage.
Yeah.
But I didn't even, nobody, here's what's fucked up. My friend that owns the place told me he's never noticed this, right? Joshua goes on stage and he's like, I actually just work here, like they just give me some time because I hung these TVs today behind us. And then he's like, and I'm not too good at that's why they're off level, right?
No, I said, I was like, I hung these TVs, but since they picked me up at Home Depot, that's why it's not level.
And the TVs are like a clear 6 inches off on the wall where they're mounted. Shit. Everybody for the rest of the show was like, fuck,
That's what Lee said. Lee came out. He's like, "You're a fucking asshole, man." He's like, "I cannot look at that stage anymore without looking at those fucking TVs, man."
We're gonna go in there for the next show. They're gonna move one up. They're gonna fix it.
They're gonna level it.
That shit is gonna be fixed.
The owners told me they'd never even noticed it.
Yeah, that's so funny, dude.
Pretty bad.
God,
so
did they get the? I know when we did the show there, they couldn't figure out how to get shit on the TVs. And did they get that figured out this time?
We wound up just not using them. Yeah, we just turned them off. I think the lighting was a little better this time than for our show, so it was cool. But
better mic system.
Yeah, it was my don't tell stuff. Yeah,
I'm not talking shit about that show that we did. It was just like first time ever doing comedy in that building, and like
and there was like 8 people. That is not good.
Yeah, and they all were your family.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even better.
It sucked, dude. It sucked for me.
No, but another thing I wanted to bring up, JoJo, is I don't know what it was called when you won it. I don't know if it was Bristol's Funniest or
I was Blue Ridge's Funniest.
Blue Ridge's Funniest. I wasn't sure what you were. So
I was Blue Ridge's Funniest.
That's 22, right?
Yeah.
Is it 2022?
Yeah. Man, tell us about that. Actually, before we get into that, how long, as of right now, have you been doing stand-up comedy?
6 years.
Okay. Where'd you get your start?
Started in Fort Myers, Florida. Not really a scene there, and then like it became a scene for a little bit because this guy who's my mentor, I call him my dad. His name's Jamie Morgan. He's a comedian. He's very funny. He bought a comedy club with some guys. They ended up running the comedy club, but when they were running it, it was beautiful. Like camaraderie. There were comedians coming up. Like people were getting better. Like I was getting better. Like I went from like literally when he got that club, I went from 5 minutes to 15 minutes in like 6 months.
Oh wow!
And it's like because he was constantly like. Get on stage, write some new shit, do some new shit. I don't want to hear that same Apples joke. Like I want to hear something different.
Are you going up every night at that point?
It was every weekend, honestly. Like, and if I didn't host it, I was doing guest spots.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what was really getting me to get my time up.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, it just kept working and just kept grinding. And then I was winning competitions in Florida. And I just, like, stayed with it, honestly. Like, I think it was my first competition I won that I was like, okay, maybe I do got something here.
Right.
Because I was, like, 2 years in or something. And I only had, like, 7 minutes, like, 7 solid minutes.
Yeah.
And I won a competition with people who were doing it, like, 5, 6 years and stuff. So, like, I was intimidated going in. And then they were like, all right, first place, JoJo Casillas. I was like, what, bro? Like,
and
I
so
might
you're,
be
like,
funny.
2 years in at that point?
Yeah.
2? Yeah.
Then after I won that one, like 2 months later, I won another competition, which was a bigger competition. That got me into Comedy Zone. And when I won that, I was like, yeah, it's over. I'm doing comedy, bro. Like, it's over.
Yeah.
Because I won $500 to do 5 minutes. And I was like,
damn.
Bro, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
$100 a minute.
That's good money.
Exactly. $100 a minute.
Yeah, dude. That's
for a competition. And I went against 12 people. You know what I mean? It's like
that's crazy.
All those people. And there was people who've been doing it way longer than me at that point. So I was like, no, this is where it's at for me right
They
here.
fucking hated you, too.
Some of them did, yeah, for sure.
Comics are like that, man.
Comics get jealous for real.
Some of them.
Yeah, some are cool. But some... I met a comic.
That scene, though, I mean, obviously, we've talked about it on the show a bunch, but this scene locally is super small time, but super supportive and encouraging. Like, in Florida, was it different? Was it more cutthroat at that time?
The other cities were, Tampa, Orlando were. Fort Myers was very welcoming. Very welcoming, because we didn't have shit. So it was like, why are we going to,
you guys were all building it.
Yeah, like, there's only, like, 5 of us who do comedy. What are we going to do? Like, fight each other? Come on, man. It's
I don't know, man. You try to fight people after shows,
That is true. That is true. You got me.
Yeah.
That is true. They brought the dog out of me. Yeah. No, but, Fort Myers for me was real welcoming, and everybody was, like, supportive, and supportive in the right way, too, because one thing I've seen a lot in scenes or with just people in general is they're always, like, telling people they did good when they didn't. And in Fort Myers, they're not like that. Like, they'll tell you, like, hey, bro, you know you suck tonight, right?
Right.
Like, work on that joke, bro. Don't do that joke again. They wouldn't be like, bro, you did all right. Right. It was never like that. Like,
well, that's not helpful at all.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like we got so good too, like because we were all like very honest with each other. Like I've had jokes before that I thought were hilarious. And then my friend Nathan Wallace, who's like another mentor of mine, he was like, bro, you can't do that anymore because of this. And then I did the joke and seen why it didn't work, and I was like, he's right. Like, crowds don't react to stuff like that. You gotta make them react to, and then so I switched the joke up, and then the joke starts working better now. Yeah. So it's like shit like that. And there's another thing, like getting tags and all that. Like, I won't lie to you, that Tennessee joke, like I've had my boy help me out with that joke, because I was telling him, I was like, bro, like I have this premise, and I'm trying to make it this, but I don't want to do like the typical Spanish shit, though. Like, I want to do something that's going to throw them off.
Right.
And he was like, well, what about water fountains? And I was like, bro. Now I wrote it down, and then I told him, I was like, bro, how does this sound? Now I do the joke, and then he was like, bro, crushed.
Yeah.
And then he told Nathan about it, and then Nathan called me. He was like, bro, that joke is going to murder.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was like, bro, here's another tag if it works.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then he gave me another tag for it, and I was like...
And it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
But if the joke doesn't land, I just keep it at what it is. But if it lands, then I'll tag it. And then that's what he gave me, a tag. So it's like, that's another thing, like, we'd help each other with jokes and shit. And
that's awesome.
And I'm not, like, me for sure, like, and the people I know who've helped me, like, we're not the type of people to be like, if I give you a tag and it hits, that's your joke.
Right.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I just gave you an idea to help you with this joke.
Yeah.
So, like, they're not, like, going to look at me when I do the joke and go, that's me. Right. They're just going to be like, damn, bro, my tag worked. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. Like,
supporting you.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you ever think it's easier to write tags for other people than for yourself?
Sometimes.
Sometimes I think it is. Like, Pruitt and I would workshop a lot when I first started, and he would write things where I'm like, damn, dude, I would have never thought of that for me. And then sometimes I can throw him stuff that, for whatever reason, it's just like writer's block or something. Like, you just miss it for yourself.
In my bio, I just need to put, like, an asterisk for Pruitt because...
He's written, like, 3/4 of the jokes in the Tri-Cities, I think. He writes everybody.
Every opener, every opener I've ever had is either Travis
or Pruitt.
Travis, Pruitt, or Andrew McCaffrey gave me that one.
Yeah,
I've never written an opener for myself.
That's all good. But see, the thing too about that is, like, you're still young and you're learning. Like, there's people who are just good at certain things. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a writer.
Like bullying.
I figure it out on stage. Like, I have a premise and I'll go on it and try to figure it out. Because people will tell you stuff like the new joke that I'm working about the Miata. Like, I did that, and Travis was like, bro, that's funny. Just switch it. That's all he says. He's like, just switch it. And I did. And once I switched it, an even bigger hit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's. I feel like you're here.
I realized last night that you had. I forgot. Yeah. So I saw you do that at Blue Ridge a while back.
I don't know if I've heard that joke.
I'll tell you
it's great.
Joke.
Yeah, it's great.
But it's like. Shit like that is like where we were at in the scene. That was like how we operated, like big time. Good. So and like, so when you're around people who are literally just trying to help you and do better, and like you're gonna do better. And when so you're around people who don't do that.
That's pre-pandemic too, right?
Yeah,
like,
How was the pandemic for you? Did that?
Pandemic was good for me because Florida only shut down for like 2 weeks because they didn't give a shit.
Yeah,
and
we didn't really give a shit either.
Yeah,
and. Every comic was coming to Florida doing like the smaller rooms and all this shit. So I got to open for Ron White, which is not really an open. I got to host for him because he came and featured the weekend, but he told them, like, don't let them know. Like, I'm just going to do time. I'm going to do whatever. And this is COVID. And I got to work with Ali Sadiq. I got to work with TJ Miller. I got to work with like all these real big name people like Brian Callen. And it was because of the pandemic and being in Florida.
Yeah.
And so, like, that also helped me, too, because I got to be around and rub shoulders with, like, real big comics. Yeah. And, like T.J. Miller gave me, like, great compliments, and I was like, wow.
He's awesome. Have you tried his peanut butter?
Nah.
Dude, he sells peanut butter.
Nah.
The best fucking peanut butter I've ever had in my life.
He wasn't selling peanut butter.
Why does a comedian sell peanut butter? I know. It's so good, dude. He talked about it on a podcast. He just was on the road one time, and a dude approached him after a show and was like, I make hot sauce and peanut butter. I'd like to put your face on it. And he was like, okay. And then they did, and it's fucking good, dude. It's got like dried cherries and almonds in the peanut butter and shit, different stuff. It's crazy. He's probably the only comedian that sells peanut butter.
Bro, I know a comedian who sells a watch that lights up. Like
a watch?
Like his merch?
Like a lighter. Yeah, that's his merch. It's a watch that's a lighter. So that's you just sit there and be like, lights up. And
that's kind of sick.
This dude sells out every time he's at a show.
I think I'd buy that. I don't smoke, but I think I would
I think he sells for like $25, $30 a watch. But people are lined up the whole entire time, dude. I'm like, bro, that's wild that merch is like what, and he makes money off that merch.
Yeah.
Crazy, dude.
I like seeing different merch too. Like Lee Kimbrell last night. Did you see his koozies that he had?
Nah, but I seen they had a little wave on them. Like they're not like a regular circle.
Yeah, no, they're cool, and they're not the big foam one. I hate those big foam. They're like cool koozies, but it's him in the style of like a Charlie Brown character, and then it says Lee Kimbrell and it says comedian and human on it. And it's just like a cool little koozie. He was giving them out after a show for donations and shit. But yeah, the merch stuff is cool.
Yeah. I liked we talked about it on the last episode. I liked Blake Wexler's those hats were dope.
Do you know Blake? Have you met Blake Wexler? Nice dude. He was our last cool episode at Blue Ridge. But
we did a live one with him. Yeah. Dead air.
Wow. Did you blank that for a second?
I did.
I thought he was about to ask something. And he just like, yep.
I thought he was taking it.
Yep,
I got one.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to like stop you, take nothing. I was just
I just didn't want to interrupt. But
no, I was just agreeing with you. I was just like, yeah, I agree. And then I figured you were going to take it and you never did.
Okay, I'll take it.
You definitely gave the energy like you were taking it.
I was giving you.
I did. I'm so sorry.
We were waiting on you to boot up.
All right.
Nope, that's wrong.
Perfect. There it is.
That's what I should have played. All right, I'm sorry.
No,
I just fucking think I just had a stroke. I don't know what happened to me.
I've been around JoJo a lot at different shows. Probably more than you, I think. Like I've seen him more on stage and off. But here's my question, JoJo. Before you ever started stand-up, so even like as a kid and growing up in your house, obviously you had a lot of siblings and stuff. Did they introduce you to comedy? Was there ever a moment where they're like, check out this guy? Was there any names that were like a big influence as a kid?
It was my stepdad. My stepdad, this is when he started becoming like cool with us, where it was more like, all right, you guys can watch action movies. You can watch movies that cuss as long as you don't say nothing, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We were big into like comedy action shit. And he was like, bro, I'm going to show y'all something, but you got to promise never to tell nobody. And I was like, all right, cool. And I lied to you. I thought we were going to watch porn or some shit.
Thought it was about to get really
yeah, and I was like, bro, this is about to be lit.
He's like, do you guys know what gay means?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
what?
And so then he puts on Eddie Murphy Raw.
Yeah.
And I saw Eddie Murphy Raw, and I was just like mesmerized by it. Like
Absolutely.
I was like, how can you go on stage and talk and make people laugh? Yeah, I thought to make people laugh, you had to be a clown.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
and he's out there in leather gloves and shit.
And just making fun of people. And I'm sitting there dying laughing at everything he's saying. I was like, that's beautiful. And like,
it's crazy, man.
That's when I first fell in love with comedy. I was like, I started watching stand up and like, so I watched BET Comic View and stuff like that. Some Def Jam comedy, not a lot of it, but like the later stuff. And just whatever would come up. Like, and I would watch that and stuff. And I don't know. I got into comedy like really after my sister died. I was at her funeral, and there was a girl who was like talking about her, and she was like, I can't cry for her because she lived her life the way she wanted, and like I can't be like sad about somebody who lived their life to the fullest. Yeah. So like I think it's like it's dope or whatever. And I was like, damn, bro, like am I living my life to the fullest? Like, do I really want to, like, what do I really want to do? Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? Everybody's always told me, you should be a comedian. You should be a comic. And I was like, all right. And then I just started fucking studying. I just go back and be like, all right, who's the best at this time? And then I was all, like, at that time, it was like Kevin Hart, Patrice O'Neal, Dave Attell, Tom Segura, people like that I was just, like, listening to every different style to be like, okay, how are they making these people laugh? What is it that makes these people laugh? And all I kept getting from it was them talking about themselves. So that's how I just started doing it. Like, I just started talking about my life and shit that I go through or shit that I see and just make jokes about it. Like, like I have a joke that I do about, like, my in-laws not liking me, and it was like, that's a real joke. Like, they didn't like me for a long time and really thought that about me. Like, and that's a real thing, but I made a joke out of it. You know what I mean? So that's that, and I just honestly, I went to an open mic one day, and actually, this is how I really got started because my cousin, he's like, I need a comedian to do like a set, whatever. He's like, you can do it, bro. You could talk for 5 minutes and you'll make them laugh. And I was like, you setting me up for failure. You don't want to.
Is this like a wedding or something?
No, he's doing his own open mic, but it was a music one though. So it was like they were trying to do more music stuff for it. And I was like, nah, bro, like you do music shit. Like it's not comedy. There's no comics there, da-da-da. So he was like, if you come, I'll buy your drinks and food for the whole entire night. I'm like 22, 23.
Yeah, score. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. All of my drinks, and I drink liquor at the time. Yeah, okay, easy, bro. Hennessy on the rocks right now. Send them bitches. Keep going. And so I was like, fuck, if you're going to buy my drinks, then I'll do it because I'll just get drunk, talk shit. Yeah. So that's what I did. I got drunk. I talked shit for 4 minutes. Yeah. It was terrible. But after that, people were like, bro, you're so funny. Yeah. So they were like, come back again. They gassed me up big time, bro. Came back again. Bombed horribly. Yeah. Horribly, bro. Like, pure silence the whole entire night. And I was like, nah, see, they're setting me up for failure. They want me to do the intermission to talk to nobody. While everybody smokes outside and does all this, I was like, I ain't going to do that no more. Fuck comedy. This is bullshit. And then I didn't do comedy for like a year. I would still listen to comedy and do all that. I just didn't do it.
Because you thought that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so my wife hits me up one day and was like, hey, you need to go to Off the Hook because they're doing like this this comedy thing, and it's like a performer of the night type of thing. Yeah. She's like, you may not win performer of the night, but she's like, at least you go and do comedy around comics and see if you can do comedy.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, you're right, because I never did around comics.
Right.
So I do the show. I don't know nothing about open mics or nothing. I do my show. I leave. I got to work tomorrow. Some dude hits me up and was like, bro, why'd you leave? You were performer of the night. Everybody was looking for you.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, bro, you can't do that. Like, you can't leave after a show. Like, that's disrespectful, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And he was like, come to this open mic, which it was laughing. It's not there no more. But he was, he's like, come to this show. They do an open mic, and if you win, you get to host the show. And I was like, all right, let's see. And then I won second place. And then found out later on that I actually won first place. But the reason they didn't give me first place was because I had this joke about having my grandma's dildo, and I would bring a dildo on stage. And so they were like, bro, we can't have a guy host with a dildo.
Yeah,
like, that's not, which respectively, like that, they're right.
Sure.
That's why I'm not mad about it. So like, they are 100% right.
Yeah.
They did crazy host set.
Yeah, they did the
How
right
are
call.
you guys doing tonight?
Yeah. This is my grandmother's. And so I was like, so I got it. You know what I mean? I was like,
this is the first person you see. First joke you see at a fucking show is some dude just.
I want you to use. Actually, the next time you host, I want you to do this.
I'm not gonna do it.
And I want you to like go over the announcements and be like, bathrooms are over there, fire exits are over there.
Drop it by accident. Oh, sorry, my bad. No, yeah. So and then that was another thing. My boy Nathan, he told me like he was like, bro, you gotta stop doing that joke, bro. Yeah. He's like, it's funny, but bro, you're gonna turn people off.
Right.
And then I did a joke one day, and actually it was the first competition I did. I lost because of that joke. I was killing the whole time.
Yeah.
I actually have
I bring it out, boom. They were like, fuck this dude.
I do have a question about the dildo. Where did you keep it until the joke, like on stage? Did they see it the whole time, or was it?
Nah, I was fucked up. It was actually, I left it in the trunk of my car.
No, but like when you're on stage, you're called up on stage. It's with you on stage.
I'd bring a book bag, the little string book bag.
Oh, it's in the bag.
So I just wear the bag the whole time and perform.
I was hoping it was like in your front pocket the whole time, and you just never acknowledged.
No, well,
you just set it on the bar while you're
competition
drinking
though. At the competition, it wasn't my pants. It wasn't my pants.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with this club. I think it's funny as fuck.
I think it's funny as fuck, but I also understand why they don't want.
Like honestly, that joke. If I would ever do that joke again, it'd have to be like not an X-rated show, but like a real rated R.
Right.
Like, hey, listen, we're gonna say the nastiest and do the like. Then I do it, but honestly,
as a host,
I think anybody before the feature, like I don't even think the opener can have a dildo. Like host and opener can't have it. Feature maybe. But
I don't even know if the feature could.
That's the
feature could.
How do you come back from that?
Imagine that conversation after where the headliner's like, "Hey, on tomorrow night's show, can you not bring the dildo?"
Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, so thank God for my friend Nathan Wallace.
That's
for
hilarious.
That. Yeah, he's a real one.
So can you do that? Can you do that? Can you just shoot me a message when you're going to do that at like Blue Ridge, and I just will make
if
sure.
If they let me, I'm like,
I will go. Something? I will drop everything to go to that open mic.
If you're listening right now, you better come to the next JoJo show.
Surprises are coming. That's funny.
So you win second in that competition, and then you're just hooked at this point? Like from there on,
from there on, I just started hitting every open mic that was there. So it'd be like, there was open mic every Tuesday and every Thursday. We go to Tuesday mic, chill, go to Thursday mic, chill, and then those mics were basically our way of like getting ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we would go to the club and be like, can we do a guest spot? Most of the time, other people did. I didn't get that much until Jamie came. When Jamie came is when I really started getting action.
Yeah.
But we would still go there to be prepared in case they were like, yeah, you want to do a guest spot? Because it wasn't like they didn't give me guest spots. They did. It just wasn't like as frequent. They weren't like, if they saw you, they were like, oh, fuck it, yeah, go up on the 9 o'clock show. They wouldn't do that. They were like, you going to buy some food or not?
Yeah.
It's like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, we're buying drinks or whatever. And, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
that's a cool start, though.
A lot of people, like you mentioned doing that one and then taking a break. A lot of the guests that we've had have a similar thing where, like, when we ask them, how long have you been doing comedy? They're like, well, technically 15 years ago was the first time, but then I took 10 years after that or whatever. Like, there's always a first little start. In fact, I think you're kind of the same as me. Like, we're kind of rare around here in that we started and just didn't stop. Like, and there's I'm
on a hiatus right now, but I wouldn't say I've stopped because I still have shows booked. So,
there's a lot of dudes that I started with at Blue Ridge and stuff that they just stop coming. You know, it happens all the time. And the longer you do it, I guess the more you see people drop off.
Yeah. There's been a lot of people that I started with that
already
out of my like class stand-up 101 class or like whatever. There's just 3 of us still doing it. I haven't seen Mac in forever, but I think he's
around. He's doing stuff.
I haven't seen Mac in a while, but me, Katie, Mac are the only 3, and it's me. I'm the one who's kind of falling off right now because
when you moved up here, JoJo, so like that Florida scene, obviously I'm sure it's a little different than like the scene up here, but what's it been like since moving here? Because obviously we've only started here, and like I'm super familiar with.
When did you come to this scene, or when did you come up here and start in our scene?
It was 21. Probably end of 21 because I started doing more stuff in Knoxville before Blue Ridge. Because I think I came to a mic one time and then I just didn't do anything until the Blue Ridge competition. Because I think I did the mic and Sean wasn't there. Or he didn't see my set. And I was and I went and did Hot Material too. And I was like,
man, and he missed it. Yeah.
And so it was like, I'll just wait for a different time, you know. And so I just waited for Blue Ridge because I was like, even if I didn't win, I was like, he sees how good I can do. At least he'll book me after that, you know? So I really went in there. I mean, I wanted to win, don't get me wrong, but I also went in there with the mentality, like, just do good enough that they'll book you because that's still a win. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to get paid, so it don't matter. But it just so happened that I just went out there and crushed and just won. Yeah. So
after you win that too, like that title, Blue Ridge is Funny, does that help you immediately start booking? Like, did that carry a lot of weight at that time? Obviously, in the local scene, it did for sure.
How about shows like that? Yeah, like more local stuff for sure. Clubs, not really. I mean, it's cool that they're like, oh, that's cool, you did that. But some of them are just like, they don't.
It's such a new club. Yeah. At the time, it's such a new club.
That's true, too. Yeah,
they're not impressed by that. But, like, after I did it, I did get a bunch of local shows, and I also did get a bunch of, like, out-of-state shows from it because people saw it. Like, I got a bunch of Georgia gigs from it.
Right.
I got, like, more northern Florida gigs from it.
That's awesome.
Went to South Carolina from it. So it was, like, it was good.
Yeah, really. That's honestly, Southeast, I mean.
That's like one of my favorite parts of the stuff that Sean puts on like that, like the competitions or the festivals, is like people come out who have opportunity, like bookers, or like Danielle was at the last one judging, you know, from the catch and stuff. And I've seen, like, when Ryan Gordon won a knockout one time, I watched him get flogged with people, like, around him going, are you free this date? Are you free this date? Or like 10 people. Just
that one that he won, though,
he fucking destroyed. And that was kind of like, I think that was his intro to Blue Ridge too. I don't think he had been there very much. So kind of like you're saying, where like nobody really knows this guy, and then he just destroys and stuff.
Dude, he fucking murdered.
Now he's a friend of the club. But it was that was a crazy one. That was a crazy one. Is there anybody locally, JoJo, that like sticks out? I mean, obviously we know you're very close with Jared, who's a former guest of the show and is guest hosted a couple times too. And also for our listeners, like our deep cut listeners will know that JoJo's technically been on the show before.
Yeah, you have.
Technically, for like 5 minutes.
Not even, dude. Maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, it was very quick.
You took the microphone. You said, "It's JoJo. What's up?" And then
that was it.
Jared,
you didn't fucking talk at all after that. Yeah.
No, because they were talking to Drew, and Drew was talking. It was like, "What am I going to say?" Jared just had to go do something. I just like, "Yeah, what's up?" Yeah. He was answering his question. Yeah. Took a while to answer it, and I was like, "All right." And then he was like, "All right, we're done." And I was like, "Yep, this was a fun podcast."
That's so funny. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was funny too.
That's a good episode.
That was fun too. So that was at the Lookout Festival in Chattanooga. Yeah, that was awesome.
Were you in that festival?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd that go?
Oh man, I murdered that festival big time. Big time.
How close did you win, or did you come close?
No, it's not like winning festival. It was more of like to get booked.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool.
Like a showcase weekend.
Yeah. It was like they had a bunch of people from the West Coast. They had the owner from the Laughing Skull there and stuff like that. Yeah. So they got to see you and all that good stuff.
There was some awesome comics too.
No, there was some killers. There were some people from New York who were like, I was like, dang, bro, these guys are murderers.
Yeah. That Ben Johnson dude that was there. I follow him on Instagram now. His name's shout out to Ben Johnson. He's fucking hilarious. That dude's so funny. There was a couple of them,
Yeah, no, I have 2 questions for you, okay?
Wait, hold on, because you asked me about the what's it called, who stuck out to me. Right?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot about that.
So, I hope I don't diss anybody. They're going to come for me after this.
Please do. We'll bleep it.
Nah, people who stuck out to me when I first came out here, the first person who I was like, oh, shit, was Keith Marcel. I was like, this dude is fucking real deal.
He's the man.
Like, murderer. Like, he knows comedy. Like, he's great.
He's the man.
The second person that I was like,
for those who don't know.
I was like, second person that I was like, holy shit, was Brandy Augustus. I saw her. And then,
well, she's been on the show, but another Knoxville comic.
Then, so 2 Knoxville, and then it was, so I'm just going in order by the people.
No, yeah.
And then it was Travis. When I saw Travis, I was like, this dude's amazing. Like, I love his style, love everything about him. And then it was like Justin. Me and Justin did Justin Mays. We did a show in Nashville, and he literally was like, I'm gonna try this joke out. What do you think? And I was like, that shit's hilarious. Do it. Yeah. And he did it, and it crushed. And I was like, I like this guy. He's good, bro. He's really good.
That's cool.
And Andrew McCaffrey, too. Andrew has my favorite joke till this day that I've heard in Tennessee so far.
Is it
the pillow fight?
No.
I love
that pillow fight's hilarious, too, bro. It's hilarious.
McCaffrey makes me laugh unlike any other human being. Just being around him, I cannot stop laughing.
Bro, he's so fucking funny, bro. Funny. He had this joke about pickup lines. I'm going to say it fucking because I don't think he does it anymore.
Just say it.
He goes, we're at this show, and it couldn't have not went any better for him, bro. We're at this show, and he goes, yeah, I'm from Tennessee. Or no, he's like, I'm trying to pick up girls and stuff like that, so I wanted to use pickup lines, so I'm going to try a pickup line on you people and tell me what you think. He goes, hey, I'm from Tennessee. And this lady goes, you're the only 10 I see. He looks at her, he goes, no, it's because I volunteer to eat your pussy. Bro, when he said that, I'm talking about, I cried tears. Like, I was at the back crying, like, bro, like, because it was just so perfect how he did it, bro.
Sometimes where I'm like, what?
Bro, he has me dying all the time. Actually, shout out to Andrew. I think Andrew is my wife's favorite comic that she saw, because she hasn't been out to a bunch of shows. She only went to one show.
He's Haley's too. He's my girlfriend's favorite.
And she saw, that's what she said. She was like, everybody tonight, the best 3 people was you, Keith, and Andrew. She's like, but Andrew was my favorite for sure.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, Andrew's the shit.
I love Andrew.
It bothers me, though. Sometimes crowds do not appreciate him for what it is.
You remember that Alley Rays show?
When we watched him headline Alley Rays, I was actually angry at the crowd. I was like, you guys are fucking stupid.
That was a tough show for everybody.
That's a bar show, and he's not a bar show comic. Yeah. He's a club comic.
He needs
or a full
attention.
Yeah. Because he's also low, too. Like, when he talks, he talks like this and stuff like that.
And it doesn't work whenever there's other shit happening.
He was like 20 minutes in, and you could tell on his face he's not having a good time. He's like 20 minutes in, he's lost him, and then he starts the Ethiopia stuff, and we were like, oh, Christ, like, this is not going to be good. And he's got one gear. He just plows through it, and then afterwards I hugged him, and he goes, is this so I don't kill myself tonight? And I was like, no, dude. I think you did great. That crowd just fucking did not appreciate you for that.
That happens, too. That's the thing comedy I've learned of. Like, I've know good comics and watched them not do good, and I'm like, it's not them. It's the crowd. He's for so sure.
Funny.
Like,
well, hold on real quick. So Jared's another one, right? That like,
Jared for sure
makes us laugh.
Jared for sure.
One time,
Jared has one of my favorite jokes
at that Chattanooga festival. We're sitting in the back, right? We're doing this rapid fire open mic thing. We've been there all night. We're sitting in the back. He knows what I'm going to say. So we're sitting in the back. Me and JoJo are sitting on the opposite sides of Jared, and Jared goes, I have an idea. And we're like, what? And he goes, I only get 1 minute. It's like there's 35 comics or something. It's like 1 minute, right? And he goes, what if I can't even do it.
He goes, I'm going to go up there and just be like, guys, I only got 1 minute, so I'm going to plow through it. But he did it 10 times better than what I did, bro. You see me? I was crying. Dude. I was crying, bro. Like, bro, we were sitting in the back just like...
I could not sit up in my chair. And there's another comedian on stage. The show's going on, and I am in full panic mode. Like, I cannot stop myself
from laughing. He does this in front of the crowd.
No, he doesn't. We're just sitting in the back.
But he does it high pitched. It sounds like you hit fast forward on like a VCR. He goes.
It was so perfect though.
And we fucking cried laughing for 10 minutes. And then he's like, "I'm gonna do it. That's hilarious. I'm gonna do it." He goes up and it does flat lines, dude. Nobody laughed. And me and Jonah are in the back crying again, dude, laughing. That was maybe the hardest I've ever laughed. And that wasn't even like on stage. That was just, when he first said that in the back, every time I would get my breath, I'd look over and JoJo's like falling out of the chair.
Bro, I was crying when he did that. It was so funny.
Oh my God. And then same night, Jared destroys me, man. Same night, we're staying at Andrew Ledbetter's house.
Shout out to Andrew. He's another one. When I went to Chattanooga, I was like, Andrew's the fucking truth.
He's the man.
I fuck with
Andrew's great.
Yeah, and he like opened his house to all of us that weekend. It was great. And his wife's pregnant, right? So he's like, hey, y'all can stay here, but my wife's pregnant and she's trying to sleep. She's got to work. So y'all got to be quiet. So him and Jared spent all night trying to make me laugh so that I wake up Andrew's fucking wife and I'm trying to be quiet, right? And they keep messing with me, but they're doing it real quiet. And then my laugh is so loud, I can't help it. And I'm like, I'm going to get kicked out of this house. At one point, I'm trying to tell them something and I'm like using my hands. And I see JoJo lean over to Jared and goes, he's using his hands. We don't know what he's saying. I lost it. I'm like, he's going to come up here and kick me out of this house, dude. You and Jared together is so we got to get them back on.
Oh yeah, dude.
Both of them. No, Jared's my dog, bro. I fuck with Jared. Funny. He's so funny, dude. So Jared has my favorite joke from Jared is his sex fantasy joke.
Oh yeah.
His sex fantasy joke is I'd tell everybody about that joke.
I'd
tell everybody about that joke.
He's a master of
that's
that,
a top
one sentence
joke.
and it just 30 seconds of laughter after 5 words.
His opener, he has the best opener.
I'm about to say, his opener is pretty fire, too.
Anybody,
it's the best.
He won that one. We've talked about it before,
knockout.
but we did a knockout. Yeah. And his first round, he does that joke, and he won the entire knockout because of that.
Yeah.
One
he
joke.
literally, the claps went for the whole minute. He just put the mic up and was like, thank you. That's my
That's all you needed.
Yeah, dude. No, Jared's a fucking killer.
It's crazy.
So I love Jared.
There's a lot of support.
Anybody else that sticks out to you?
I'm trying to think, top of my head sticks out heavy.
There's a lot around here now.
Yeah.
It's growing.
There's somebody I've grown to love, definitely John Pruitt.
Oh, yeah.
To love John Pruitt for sure. He's pretty funny.
He's great.
Because now I'm thinking on the spot.
Honestly,
Pruitt's the type of comedian I want to be, like that storytelling. Right. I love a storytelling.
He's definitely kind of like the McCaffrey thing where that's just his gear. That's his.
Yeah.
Like, you know who I love and he doesn't do it anymore much, but I'm like, bro, you could have been big time funny,
Murphy,
bro. No, fucking Joe Bridges, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Joe is so funny, but so awkwardly funny that he's so different that's why it's funny. Like
he's listening right now, too. Yeah. He's going to be listening to this.
Bro, Joe, if he's listening, then Joe,
he is.
Cut the shit, bro. Get back on stage. You're fucking funny, bro.
So
you're hilarious,
Joe Bridges
dude.
is fucking hilarious.
This guy has made me cry laugh just talking one-on-one with him, bro.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest guys ever, bro.
The nicest
I met
person.
him at Blue Ridge for the first time, and then when I won the wave to like move on, he was like, "Bro, I'm bringing you a joint tomorrow," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." And I'm just like, you ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah.
Go home, come back next day, win the competition. He's like, "Bro, shit, I brought you one, but since you won, here's 2." And I was like, damn, bro. Like,
he's the man. Yeah.
Just gave me some weed for no reason, bro. I was lit. Like,
Joe's
you didn't have to do that. So I was like, hell yeah, I fuck with Joe. And then I started watching him, and I was like, this dude's funny, bro. Like, he is funny.
Joe honestly makes me angry how he can just write something.
He's the
right
best.
Before he goes on stage, he'll just go, watch this. And he'll write something down and go up and destroy. And I'm like,
Joe's the best
10
writer.
words on that piece of paper.
Bro, he's got his daughter doing jokes that are hitting right now. That's why I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like,
yes, Rachel's
funny.
Listen,
if you're not going to do comedy, then definitely write for someone. Be a ghostwriter, bro. There's plenty of them out there.
Have you guys seen his notebook?
Yeah,
how
he
methodical
looks like a serial
it is.
killer notebook.
Yeah, for sure.
He really kills it.
For sure.
A lot, yeah.
I do have a couple questions. A negative question, kind of a more positive one. What would you say is like the worst bomb you have ever had?
I love this question.
Yes, it's one of my favorite questions.
My worst bomb that definitely hurt me, and still to this day. And if you guys ever get to work, or if Nathan Wallace ever gets to come to Blue Ridge or work Blue Ridge, definitely get him on your podcast. Ask him this, okay? Because his story is gonna be way better than mine.
Okay, all right.
So me and him, he takes me on the road with him. We're doing this, the Villages in Florida. I don't know if you guys know what the Villages is. Okay, the Villages is a retirement community in Orlando, only like 55 and older, right?
Jesus Christ.
The Villages at one point was the #1 place in the world, #1 for STDs.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Villages, okay?
Yeah.
So
Sounds
these
like
old
they're
people,
fucking
big time. Right? People don't even got cars out there; they got golf carts.
Oh,
so the parking lots is golf carts, and they're just at the bar, getting fucking hammered for the rest of their life. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
we go do this show. It's a nice, bro. It's like a nice little theater, bro. It's like beautiful, right? And I'm in there like I'm cool because like I'm not a dirty comic, but I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm squeaky clean. I'm like TV clean. I would say I'm TV clean.
Yeah.
And so we get there and we're just chilling in the back, like feeling big dog. And then the lady comes in. She's like, "Hey, just so y'all know, this is a squeaky clean show. You can't cuss. You can't say anything about sex. You can't do none of this, and that." And I'm like, well, there's my whole fucking set, bro. I'll talk about getting caught having sex with my kids. I talk about, like, all this crazy, even the Apple shit. Like, that's, like, quote-unquote dirty.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, what am I going to do up there? So I was like, whatever. I'll just do my typical, like, Hispanic stuff, make fun of myself being Hispanic. And I go up there, bro, and I'm supposed to do 30 minutes up top. Go up to this cold-ass crowd, bro. I start, and this is what I've learned from that day. If I do my opening joke and it doesn't land, it's going to be a bad show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get them because that one joke, to me, is so simple for you to understand that if that doesn't get you, you ain't going to like anything else I'm saying.
Yeah.
First joke doesn't land. Tag the joke because where we're at, the theater was right next to a taco shop. So I'm like, after this, I'm going to go cook y'all tacos, Nothing. Start doing my Spanish bits, bro. Nothing. I mean, it's pure fucking silence, bro. Like, just silence.
Is there a chance they're all asleep? I'm just asking.
Possibly.
Is there a chance that they're on meds?
Yeah. Or they're just like, what the hell is Nelly? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, dude.
Like,
they definitely are not catching the LL Cool J.
Yeah, and I didn't even do the LL Cool J because once I did that, I was like, they're not going to understand nothing. And, bro, I'm up there. I'm sweating.
What's a Nelly?
I'm sweating, bro. I'm just dying up there, bro. And, like, halfway through it, at one point in time, I think it was like 20 minutes in, I just started being like, every time a joke didn't land, I was like, well, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Because I literally told the dude right before we got up there, I was like, bro, I want to start doing longer sets. Everybody's always giving me 15, 20. Don't nobody want to let me rock 30. I don't get it, bro. I got the 30. Like, let me do it. He's like, hell yeah, bro. I believe in you. And we get there, and I bomb for 30 minutes, bro. That's why I was like, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted.
Well, and did the guy you were with, did he know it was clean too?
Did he bomb too?
No, he didn't bomb. No. He killed. He's a clean comic, though. So, like, for him, it was like, he's easy.
Prepared.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And so he went up there, and he did his thing, and he crushed. And he was telling me, though, after the show, he was like, bro, he's like, I get why you bombed and stuff like that. He's like, but only thing you got to understand is, like, when she says clean, you can still do certain things.
Right.
And you just got to still do your shit. Because if you make them laugh, they're not going to trip. So he's like, bro, you seen how I said ass? Nobody said nothing.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, and I said shit twice.
Right.
He's like, so, I technically wasn't a clean set, but, like, I still did my clean jokes or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, so tomorrow, just don't give a fuck. Like, don't do it for them. Do the shit for yourself.
Yeah.
I am sweating right now.
And
I'm
then,
literally sweating.
And then, bro, so for the rest, I bombed the rest of the weekend still. But
I was hoping for so the next question is going to be like, what's your best set ever? And I was really hoping the next night was your best set ever.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. There, you took me out with that. What was I saying? I forgot.
They bombed the rest
of the
weekend.
So I bombed the rest of the weekend, but it wasn't as bad as that first one. So, like, the second, third night, I got chuckles, but I didn't get laughs.
Because you're being yourself.
Yeah,
like,
so I was just more like,
natural.
I didn't care. Like, it is what it is. So then that's when I started being more like, too, like, you just got to, like, go up there and feel it out and do all that. Like, when people were like, what are you going to do today? I'm like, I don't know, because I got to see how the crowd is first.
Yeah.
Because if they're good, I'm going to give them good shit. If they're trash, I'm going to just give them the whack shit and go home. Like,
Right.
I'm not going to give you all my energy. You're not giving me 10% of this. Like, you're at a comedy show. Like, we're here to make people laugh, so.
You're not going to you're not going to try.
Yeah. No.
Did you bring up that they all have STDs?
I should have.
You really should have.
Do you think they would have laughed or like?
No, it would have made it worse. In all honesty,
probably.
They
At the end of it, it's like, I'm sorry, I didn't make y'all laugh.
That's why y'all got STDs.
That syphilis probably went to your ears. You probably can't hear well.
Getting booed off stage in a retirement community might be the worst thing I can imagine, dude. They're just chasing you out on golf carts.
I got booed in Georgia for the Tennessee joke.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That's a tag for you now.
Yeah,
so that's true.
Yeah, bro. They booed me. As soon as I said it, they booed me, and I was like, "Yo, I'm talking about Tennessee.
Yeah. Too close.
Like what? Too
close.
Like
I mean, just say you're fucking racist.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like,
but now that tag last night about Georgia crushed.
Yeah, that's what. That's why I do it all the
time.
Dude,
how do you like? I can't imagine somebody like booing or not like, they can not like the joke, but I can't imagine somebody booing that joke unless they're like truly like
they are
racist.
Oh yeah, you have to be like
literally. They're like boo.
Like
we like that.
Let me make fun.
Yeah, dude, stop making fun. It's heritage, not hate.
It's fucking. Segregation ended 70 fucking years ago, and they're fucking booing it. Jesus Christ!
He killed that. He said it's heritage, not hate.
They're definitely on the heritage side of that argument.
Big time, bro.
And
honestly, I've done it a few times in Georgia, and it's not hit as well. It's only probably done good once, and it wasn't like good, like great. You know,
that's fucking crazy.
But it does. Dude. That tag does good in Bristol, and we literally. I don't know if Bristol would appreciate me shouting this out, but you can find a picture online. We had a KKK march go down State Street in Bristol. There's a picture of it. Not quite as long ago as you would hope.
Dude,
it was.
Johnson City had one.
It was 2018. We're not proud.
They're all wearing masks because of the pandemic.
Bro. Johnson City had
like
one. Not
60s. I think.
Johnson City had one more recently than that. Johnson City had one like late 90s, early 2000s.
No way.
Swear to God.
Jesus Christ.
A march?
Yeah.
Damn,
dude,
that's
I
crazy.
was living in so I grew up in Gray. If like
and you went to it?
Yeah.
It's like it was hot that day.
My Hispanic,
I just watched from my window.
My Hispanic mom took me. No. So, no, dude, it was like late 90s, early 2000s. Swear
That's
to God.
crazy.
It is. Yeah.
That is crazy.
I do remember it.
JoJo, you were telling a story last night, and you don't have to repeat it or shout the dude out, but like, in a real sense, how much do you encounter that like discrimination? Obviously, comedians, it's a very diverse group normally anyways. Like all shapes and sizes are comedians and stuff. But you were telling me a story last night about an older headliner who
Oh yeah. I won't say his name. I won't say his name. I'll tell you what he said though. We were talking about I don't know if it was Meredith who I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I was like certain old people can get away with so much because they're old. Like you're not gonna hit an 80-year-old man. You'll talk shit to him, but you ain't gonna do nothing to him.
Yeah.
So old people will do shit that's like they don't give a fuck. Like, and I think I was making the joke like I can't wait till I'm old and I can say what I want and blah blah blah. Yeah. They're like, what do you mean? So I told the story of what happened to me. I was featuring for this comic who was an old school comic and like an old school comic, like 70s, 80s or whatever. Yeah. Had a little success, still riding on that high or whatever. Thinks he's big time. It is what it is. I feature for him. And I worked with him like the year before. And the year before, he was cool. He was still kind of weird, like this whole guy that you're like, he says crazy stuff. But he didn't say nothing to me that was wild. But so when I go feature for him, I walk in, and he literally goes, oh, my God, there's my favorite spick. And I was like, oh,
Jesus
snap, bro.
Christ.
Like, what? I was like, what, bro? And I just kind of like, sat there like, did he really just say that to me? And he comes and hugs me. And he's like, how you doing, man? I told them I wanted you on my show because I love you so much. You're so fucking funny, blah, blah, blah. Like, was cool with me the rest of the night. But legit was just like, there's my favorite spick. Yeah. And I was like, wow.
Dude,
that's crazy.
That in such a loving way.
Bro, that's what's wild, too, is he meant it. Like, this guy.
That's heritage, not hate.
Oh, for sure, bro. Shit was crazy. Yeah. The even funnier part about that, bro, is I'm not going to say her name either, but there was a comic who was hosting that night, bro. So she goes to
introduced you like that. No.
Oh my God. That would have been hilarious. Give it up for his favorite spick. But she does her host duty. Go ask him his credits, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This man goes, wow, how old are you? She was like, I'm like 30 or whatever. I don't know what she told him. I'm like 30. He goes, wow, you're beautiful. If you were my girlfriend, I would never hit you with a closed fist. Bro, I'm like, this dude is on fire today, bro. Like,
what the
if there's someone who is aiming to get canceled, he wants it today. Yeah. He's anybody who comes in, he's giving it to him. I was like, bro, I swear to God, I hope my friend Henry doesn't come here because he's black. I was like, it's gotta be definitely bad if he comes.
Oh my God.
So I actually text Henry, don't come to the club tonight. It's not a good night for us to be out here, bro. Like,
this guy's 2 for 2 right now.
He's crushing right now, bro. And he sees no problem with it. God. Bro, she went in the back, bro. She pulls me to the side. It was just fucking snapping, bro. Fuck this motherfucker right here. Who the fuck does he think he is talking to me like that? And blah. We can't have him here at the club. And da-da. So then the owner comes out. He was like, hey, settle down. He's 80-something years old. Like, we're not booking him no more. Yeah. Like, he had this from
he'll die before he'll come back.
That's what he was saying. She was like, he's gonna die next week. Like, just relax.
He might die on the stage tonight.
Yeah, he's like just fucking let him go. He's an old man. She's like, you can't talk to me like that. I don't blame her. It's disrespectful, but it's just like, what are you gonna do though? Like, he's fucking.
There is something too about those old comics that toured, like Carlin very famously toured till he was like in his 80s, 90s or whatever. And there's so many stories I know of people who went to see him when he's 80, and they were like, he was fucking terrible. And I'm like, yeah, dude, he's 89 years old. Of course he's gonna be terrible. You're not gonna see George Carlin from 1970. Yeah, like, obviously he's a little bit different. And then like George Burns, he was touring when he was 99, and people were like,
"He's 90? Is that real? 99?
Yeah, 99.
Jesus."
They said low energy.
Yeah, people would be like low energy. You know
what I find funny, bro, is how people nowadays say Ron White's not funny because he stopped drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what? I've seen him kill before, though. Like, I've watched him do good before.
Was it Ron White who said all that stuff to you?
What?
No, it wasn't Ron White. No.
No, hell no. Ron White's cool, man.
No,
I got to chill Ron
White's
like
way more famous than this guy.
Yeah, no, way more. And Ron White was more of like the 90s, 2000s comic. He wasn't
this guy you said was on like one of those 70s sitcoms
or
something.
He did stuff like...
Bill Cosby, I get it.
Yeah, there you go. It was like Jimmy Walker era.
Yeah,
okay.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that era.
Yeah. Like may have been on like the wrong side of segregation protest.
For sure. Yeah. He was I think he's in the picture with Jerry Jones in there, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's in the front right there.
He wears that Dallas jersey on stage.
Big time.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, real quick, we always ask the number one question that we always ask on the show, and we get different answers. But what's one piece of advice that you would give to a young comedian if they came to you and said, JoJo, you're very funny. I'm brand new to this. Give me something here. Is there anything that you feel comfortable handing out to young comics?
Well, I tell every comic the same thing, like they told me. Number one, there's no cheat codes. Got to keep writing and keep grinding. The more you grind, the more you'll get better. Hit every stage you can. Take advice from people. Don't always, if somebody's telling you something about your set, don't take it like they're hating on you. Listen to what they're telling you because they might be helping you.
Yeah.
Even if you like it. If you're like, this joke crushes. Yeah. And they're like, hey, bro, it doesn't work because of this. Or like, just listen to what they're saying because the advice can help you. I'm not saying to take every advice, but listen to it.
Yeah.
Because it might help you.
Like, don't take a dildo on stage.
Yeah, like, and it helps.
Yeah, it's good advice.
It helps.
Yeah.
Like, so. Yeah. I say, like, take advice, but grind. And then another thing, too, is, like, if you're going to do it, do it. Like, don't come to, an open mic and half-ass it. Don't come to a show and half-ass it. Like, be dressed appropriately. Come on time. Like, the same way you go to your job, this is the same type of job. If this is what you want. Yeah. Because if you go to a club and you show up at 9 o'clock when the show starts at 9 o'clock, that rubs the club the wrong way. Yeah. They don't want to mess with you no more. You might lose a booking because of that. Yeah. So it's like you got to stay true to it. You just got to keep grinding and keep going. And I tell everybody, if you're really going to do it, it's a lonely fucking game. So you better learn how to hang with yourself. Yeah. Because I've been to plenty of places where I thought that because I did good, they were going to hang out with me after. Yeah. And they were just like, hey, bro, good job. We're going to Waffle House. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, all right. Didn't even get invited to chill with these people and stuff. So. Yeah. Then I'm at the hotel just drinking beer by myself, watching the game, you know? So it's like you got to learn how to really chill by yourself when you start off and really start grinding like that.
I feel like that's unique for the answer of this show, too, which is important, too. And also, I mean, you touched early on in the episode, like, being supportive, being in that community. You had let's quick shout out for your boy you brought to the open mic a couple weeks ago from Florida. Who was that dude?
Oh, Jason Dom, bro. That's my dog right there. Oh my God. That dude's fucking hilarious.
He said the fucking about his car, his joke about his car had me on the floor. This guy's so funny.
That dude is hilarious. He's another one. Like he can do clubs, he will murder clubs, bro. Because clubs are gonna listen to it. But if he goes to a bar,
doesn't do shit.
Nah, because he's very low too. So he's like, hey,
so dude, he made me laugh hard. Nah, but just funny, being supportive and like when you showed up and you were like, everybody, he wasn't standing in the corner on his phone all alone. You were like, he's with me. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's something that I think, especially young comics, are scared. You know, like when you go to a club, you don't know anybody and shit. Like, being supportive like that is super cool. And also, I did want to go back real quick because I forgot. You mentioned like losing your sister and how that kind of like opened your eyes, like you want to chase this. I think that moment is huge too for a lot of comics. Like, I know what my personal one is. I'm sure you do too. That moment where you're like, oh, I've always wanted to do this and I'm just being a pussy or whatever. Like something.
That's what it is. I mean, that's why you haven't been on stage yet. Like, if you're wanting to do it and you haven't done it.
Right.
That's what it is.
And you make up all these excuses. I just, I'm too busy.
Where do you do it at?
Yeah, I don't even know where to do it. That kind of stuff.
Google it. You know.
Yeah. No, I think all of that.
I like the essentially like to say it in like a shorter term, like the professionalism of it. Like take professional with it. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that's really good.
And here's another thing before I don't mean to cut you off, but one last thing too for the advice is learn how to network and learn how to just go to shows. Yeah. Don't get on it. Don't ask to get on it. Just support and chill and hang out, because being cool will get you way further.
So much.
In this game. And if people can just be cool with you and like, especially the bigger comics, like if you're ever around a big comic, don't fucking blow them. Don't do none of that, because you think about it.
Yeah.
We're all the same. They just have a following and stuff.
Absolutely.
So you're a comic, I'm a comic.
Right.
Just because Theo Von's a comic doesn't mean we got to treat him different. Like, he's a comic. He's just like us. Obviously, he's what he is, but like you don't treat people like they're like this,
that's tough too.
Thing.
That's hard to do.
It is tough, but once you learn how to get there, though, people will appreciate that. And honestly, that's how a lot of these dudes get on the road with these bigger names. Like,
absolutely.
I know for a fact you've seen comics who like they feature for like Burt Kreischer or Tom Segura or whatever, and you see them, you're like, bro, they're trash.
Right. But they're cool.
Cool as shit, can hang out with Burt and all that. He trusts them.
And they spend so much time with him on the road. That, if you're in a green room running your mouth 24/7, you're not going to make it far. Like when I was hanging out with Corbin LeMaster, who opens for Normand, I asked him that because he was like, I've been on the road with Normand for 2 years. And I was like, how long you been doing it? He was like, almost 4. And I was like, so you're opening for Normand like a year and a half in? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, why? And he was like, honestly, I think because when we would travel together and stuff, I wouldn't bother. And he's like, he just kind of liked having me around, like I just chill. And I'm cool. And then we're hanging out with Norman. And in my head, the whole time, you're like, oh, my God, that's fucking Mark Norman. But he's just a dude. Like, he's 100% just a dude.
Regular dude.
Yeah, we were watching a game and having a drink and just chilling with a bunch of people. And it was so normal. But for a new comic.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Dude. I've had my.
You've had your.
I did it. I'm not going to say the comic because they will come for me if they did it. Yeah. I will say he was an early 2000s comic.
Okay.
And when I first saw him, it was just more like, I was like, damn, bro, that's really him. Like, I used to watch his show on Comedy Central. Yeah. Like, holy fuck, he's right there. Like, and I was starstruck. And I was like, I didn't think I would be, but I was like, holy shit. And then he told me at the end of the weekend, because the dude was like, the owner was like, bro, why haven't you tried to talk to him or nothing? And I was just like, bro, he's working. Like, he's doing shit. I'm not going to go try to bother him, especially if he's alone. I don't know if he's working out, whatever. Yeah. Like, and then he came in and he was like, nah, bro. He's like, if you treat me like a regular person, I'll treat you like a regular person. If you treat me like a celebrity, I'm going to treat you like a fan. And after that, that's when I really got it to be like, all right, just be cool.
Yeah, just cool.
I don't have to go and tell you my life story like, oh, I look up to you. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Right? Like, if I would have met Mark. Mark's my favorite comedian right now, right? And they asked me to do that, but I was sick, so I couldn't do it.
Oh,
right?
That sucks.
And so I was like, damn, bro, like, I got COVID and shit. I can't go fucking do that or whatever. So, but like... damn, what the fuck I was saying? I just lost my
train of thought. Just being cool around.
Oh, being cool. I knew that if I was going to go do that all I knew I had to do was just do my set, and just like if we were going to kick it, just kick it normal.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so where are you from? Like, oh, like, what made you start? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be all like, oh my God, I watched your Netflix special and it was like so bad. When you do the joke about, like, I'm not.
Well, you see too, like being in the room with it, you see other comics do that to him and his reaction of being like, yeah, all right, see ya.
Oh my God.
And he's like, let's go. Like he told Justin, let's go somewhere and not invite A, B, C, D. You know, like, can we go somewhere and try to cut out some of these people? Because there's so many people flogging him and stuff. Yeah. It's got to be exhausting. He deals with it all the time.
Exactly,
all the time.
Bro. Yeah. You don't want that. Like, even when it happens to you, you want a bunch of people coming up to you, just blowing you for no reason. Like, come on, bro. Like, settle down. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot. Yeah. So, it's a lot. That's it, man.
Yeah, I love this episode.
Absolutely.
Before we go, do you have any shows, any social medias, anything you want to plug?
Yeah. You follow me on Instagram, JoJo Casillas for real. As far as shows coming up, I don't think I really have that much coming up. I got a headline show in July. I don't really have anything in June because I'm about to have this baby, so I really haven't booked anything for like this summer right now. But
where are you headlining in July at?
In Greensboro, North Carolina.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll probably end up staying out there the whole weekend. I'll probably end up doing the Idiot Box out there. Hopefully, if she lets me come through. Cool. But I don't see why she wouldn't because it's I'll be there Friday. I'm gonna just try to get on Saturday and see what's up. So. But yeah, honestly, just later in the year, I'm probably going to be in Austin in September.
Okay.
I'll be in Austin in August.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tight.
Not for comedy, but
I'm definitely going for comedy.
I'm gonna do comedy while I'm there, but I'll be there in August.
So. Yeah, well, Tyler's down there too, so I think he's kind of putting up the bat signal for everybody to come
Everybody's
down.
like, we're all leaving now. We saw you, brother. That's crazy.
He's our Joe Rogan.
Yeah, but but people better chill because that's luck. Kill Tony is luck. So
absolutely.
I can go down there. It might take me 3 years to get on Kill Tony. So that's not like I wouldn't look at him and be like, oh, man. I know a dude right now who's like a doorman at the mothership right now and who's a killer and
nothing.
He does it every week. Every week. He works there.
Yeah.
He still hasn't been on.
It's tough.
So it is tough. Luck.
Yeah.
I have a show coming up in Kingsport. I can't think of the name of the venue, but
it's Grampy's?
Yeah, it's Grampy's.
It's 6 Grit and Grind.
6 Grit and Grind. Yep. June 15th. It's a showcase show, I believe.
I'm
not sure how much.
On that show.
Are you on that show with me?
I think so. I think me and Pruitt are both on there.
Yeah, that'll be a good show. And then you can follow me, Michael Rose Comedy, on Instagram and Threads. I've never posted a thread, so
you'll get
that. Appreciate the follow.
This episode will be out this week, right?
Yeah.
So this episode, if you're listening, we fresh off the recording. We got some exciting shit coming up. This will be episode number 43.
44.
Episode 50 is going to be, or 52 rather, excuse me. Episode 52 is going to be huge. That's our 1 year. So we're going to do some cool shit for that. So definitely tune in.
People for that, bro. Have a party podcast.
Dude. We're going to have like a rotation. We're going to have a very special guest who we've alluded to for about a year now.
Yeah.
So, that's what's up.
It's going to be a fun one. Yeah. So 2 months.
Yes.
Coming out.
2 months. Check out that one. Also, please
let
don't
me know
tell.
The date.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have JoJo back on with Jared, hopefully sometime too.
Yeah.
But don't tell Tri-Cities. Follow me on Instagram at NLB_423. The Don't Tell show, our next one is June 8th. It's in Johnson City, and I can promise you, if you're listening to this right now, the early and the late are going to sell out on this one. Because of the venue, because of the headline, because I'm
headlining.
Because Michael's headlining, it's gonna sell out both shows. I know it is. So
and it's gonna be a fun time because I'm not gonna be there to fight in the parking lot. So.
Never mind. Don't go. If you're going to see JoJo fight, it's going to be
this headliner is coming from Nashville also, and he's top dog in Nashville. It's going to be fucking phenomenal. It's going to be awesome. So come check us out. Don't Tell Tri-Cities. That's June 8th. Then in July, I've got 2 July shows already booked out. One of them, hopefully, fingers crossed, is probably one of my favorite headliners I have ever seen, and she is a fucking murderer. I'll put that out there. She is a murderer. In August, we're still setting some stuff up. It looks like it might be somebody with those initials. In August, in August, we've got possibly a fucking legend of Kill Tony, a Kill Tony killer coming through the area too.
Hell yeah!
Check us out. Don't Tell Tri-Cities. Anything else, Michael?
Our podcast, Talkin Bits Pod. Probably
they're listening. They know where it's at.
Important one to follow.
They know where it's at.
But that's our episode.
That's it.
JoJo, thanks, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate this.
We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.